IVM.
Hey nerds, welcome to a very, very special episode of the Geek Fruit podcast. I am Jishnu. This week I have with me our old producer-in-chief. All producers are producers-in-chief.
I was also the editor of the Geek Fruit website at one point.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
The voice you are hearing, that is not mine, belongs to one Siddhant Mehta.
Yeah, it's me.
Hi.
I'm back.
Applaud in your heads, guys, if you know who this is. He was very important to us. He was on the show for about 6 months.
Something like that.
You very well might have been our longest running producer.
Which
is not an easy task.
Yeah.
We're on, I believe, our 11th now, maybe 12. I've lost track.
Stop killing the producers.
I've stopped caring.
Yeah.
We don't kill them, they just leave.
Okay.
They leave very swiftly.
That's what we're saying on the mic now? Okay.
That's what we say in public.
That's what we say on the mic.
All right. We have a lot to cover today.
We do.
We have a lot to get through.
Okay.
We're going to attempt to run down the greatest hits album of 2019.
Yeah. Before we do that,
yes.
Okay, so the format today is you are going to tell me what happened in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you what I thought of it.
Yes.
And the beauty of this is I have probably not consumed half this content. I'm vaguely aware of it.
Fine
and
by
I was
me.
either dissuaded from doing so, or I have a good reason, or I don't have any reason at all, but I just maybe don't like it.
All right.
Yeah.
In the infamous words of a scholar and a gentleman, I'd like to play a game. You will tell me what you think of the thing that I say,
Okay.
whether you've seen it or not.
Okay, done.
Even on namesake alone, you tell me what you think of
I'm
it.
just going to shoot it
But
out.
then you tell me
Yeah.
what you thought I thought of it.
Okay, done.
Here
Yeah.
we go. We begin with Black Mirror Bandersnatch. Did you see it?
I saw some parts of it.
So you started playing the game.
Yeah. And then, like any regular person, I got bored midway through doing whatever it was I was doing, playing a game, and then went to something else, which is probably another game, I'm guessing.
So did you finish it?
No, of course not.
Do you remember where you left off?
No. I have no idea. I barely remember it.
Was that because you didn't
I remember
like it?
there was
or
an
because
adolescent boy involved in it.
This is true, yes.
And we had to choose stuff.
You have to choose things.
I had more fun with the Bear Grylls game, gotta be honest with you. Because we just kept making him swing like across the cavern. Like, it was great.
So that's a hard no then. You did not enjoy Bandersnatch.
Well, I enjoy Black Mirror.
Right.
If that's what you're asking. But
No, that's not what I'm asking.
That's what you're not what
That's
you're
not
asking.
what I'm asking.
I think Bandersnatch is a great name, and I wish like I had thought of it. So I'm guessing it's good.
What? You can't guess if it's... You saw it. Don't tell me what you guess it's good.
I saw some of it.
So-
I was like, it seemed all right. Yeah.
It's a hard thumbs in the middle.
Thumbs in the middle, yeah.
All right. What do you think we thought of it?
You didn't like it.
Are you saying that because you heard the episode?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I only heard
can't
some
say-
of it. Yeah.
I do give it a hard thumbs in the middle. Because
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I watched it several times.
The
I
thing
saw
is,
a couple of endings.
the
but
beautiful
yeah,
thing
nah.
with you guys most of the time is, and this is why I'm here today, you usually can't hate on something that much. Like you do sometimes if things are too egregious,
you wait. Ye of little faith.
You come at them.
Just you wait.
But then I would always pour kerosene on the fire, like I normally do.
We have taken your words to heart.
Yeah.
You said once, many a time. So not once at all.
Yeah.
You said many a time in
Once,
the past.
many a time.
You said it many a time in the past to us when you were our producer. Hey guys, you need to hate on shit more because people like to hear you guys hate on things.
Well, you generally do hate on things.
And so
People,
now I have taken that to heart.
My entire purpose as not just the producer, but whenever I would come on the show as arch antagonist.
Just wait until we get to the boys.
Oh, let's do it.
We have a whole year ahead of us.
Yeah.
All right. So Bandersnatch, hard thumbs in the middle. Next
Thumbs
up,
in the middle.
Captain Marvel.
Okay, I liked it.
You did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I didn't have very high expectations, so that helps.
Okay.
I do not like the Captain Marvel character.
In general.
Yeah. She's an archetypal. I just don't like how she's written because men just don't know how to write women. And it's not her fault. It's just that they've made her really unlikable to a lot of people, especially the target demographic of like young men or like, guys who grew up reading comics. So women are just like, in the periphery, and now you've got this person who's like making everything, making all the calls, saying you can't mess with me, I'll just crush you. And like, I'm down with all that. You can be a tough guy, but it was just not written well. It was just something that would just bother people, and people would be like, I hate Carol Danvers. I hate this character.
So you're talking about the comic specifically, not the movie.
But then I watched the movie, and they didn't go that route, which was nice.
Yeah.
They actually did manage to write her better, which is also nice. We did get like a good backstory. I loved that part for sure.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson. I think it's a win, yeah. And I like the Skrulls. They were funny.
This is true.
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn, always on his A game.
Yeah.
I've never seen him not deliver.
Yeah, so I thought it was a solid effort. What they did with her in Avengers, hey, that's anyone's take at this point. But, you know.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to Endgame.
Sure.
We'll get to Endgame.
Yeah.
Okay, here's something I'd be stunned if you saw. Netflix put out the first season. I think the second season might be out, or it's about to release any day now. A bunch of short stories called Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
No.
Do you know anything about it?
Not at all. I'm assuming there's love and death, and sometimes robots are involved.
We described it as monsters, robots, and unexpected sex. There's a lot of that.
So many easy jokes to make here.
We basically described it, I think if I remember, Dinkar and I did the episode, and we described it as Vimeo's staff picks curated by Netflix. Because the episodes range from like 3 minutes to about 10 or 15. Right. So it's all over the place. It's literally just insular short stories.
Does it have a animatrix kind of feel to it?
Sure. In that it's like, it's all animated. It's all unique animation. Each one is their
like
own
different,
thing.
right? Yeah.
Completely different story.
The animatrix was a real, it got to people.
I never saw it. I know of it. I never saw it.
Yeah.
But the good thing about Love, Death, and Robots is that it was a good answer to the question of like, man, I'm so tired of franchises. I'm so tired of sequels. I just want to see something new and original, which this totally was.
Well, I like that.
That being said, they were literally just a bunch of short films.
Yeah.
So a lot of times my biggest gripes with it were that you could guess the ending at the beginning because all it was about was, look at how beautifully this is made, and they were spectacularly beautiful. But there was no profound point to it. It was just like let me see how clever I can be to be smarter than the audience, and then the audience goes, oh, that's what it was about. And if you're quick enough, you can probably guess what it's about in the first couple of minutes.
But I think the thing with
that also wasn't the agenda.
Yeah, I think the other thing is with creating stuff, and especially because that era used to exist, especially in animation. Like the way to consume animation in the 90s was like they would give you, especially if was like an animation show. They would like talk about animators, and then they'd give you like 5 minutes of animation at the end, because that's all anyone could ever make at any given point in time,
True.
So especially that's why Pixar still has that that tradition of putting one of their little shorts out every now and then before a movie.
Sure.
It's just generally the way that this medium has moved along over the years, and what happens with this stuff is something sometimes stays around and just gets a life of its own, and then it becomes something eventually. Like a lot of the franchises that we are now comfortable and we love now really did start out like this. They were just one random short animation within, just a collection of other animated shorts in and around it.
Sure, take like I think Garfield started as just a comic strip, and then that blows up into a thing. But I mean, that's one random example. But
but you get other stuff. Like I'm sure if we look this up, we can find like, this guy was...
What is that?
I don't know. I would do it while you guys were talking, so I would like interrupt you in the middle and say, hey, if they just don't say that, you're wrong. And then he'd be like, I'll be wrong? Okay.
Okay. The list is huge.
Let's go.
But now I'm going to detour. I'm going to detour from actual film and television to news / not news.
Right.
James Gunn returned, i.e. he was rehired.
Yeah.
Super quick, very quick. What's your hot take on him having left? Do you remember the whole reason why he left and why he came back?
I couldn't understand the problem. Like, I tried to understand the problem.
It was a tweet from over 10 years ago that he'd already apologized for, and then some radical right-wing guy retweeted said old tweet and brought it into the limelight again because he just wanted a reason to bring him down.
I know the sequence of events. I even tried to understand the context of the tweet, but it just seems like such a chore. Like, you put us all through this. I'm talking about the studio right now. Mm-hmm. I'm just talking about the producers, the people that make these calls. Like, why are you doing this? Nobody is going to care. I'm not equating anything here. Like, there are a lot of people that do a lot of stuff. And especially if you apologize for it and the world has moved on, why are we still on it? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Like, when do people get? When do the people serve their time? Is what I'm asking. Like, I just want to know. I'm not making a point here. I just don't understand like what we're supposed to do if somebody says something wrong, but he genuinely means to like get beyond it and wants to apologize and make amends. Can we just keep doing this? Like every 10 years, can we look back and say, hey, remember that time you did this?
Yeah,
Well,
right.
now you're fired.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, completely. Everybody has ghosts in
So
their closet.
in like
skeletons
5
in their
years,
closet.
is
Yeah.
someone going to pull this out again and go, hey, remember when you got fired
Absolutely,
twice?
absolutely.
Well, you should get fired a third time. I'm
Yeah.
calling everybody I know.
Right.
I mean, come on. Let's have James Gunn back
Yep.
and let him do his thing. He said he was sorry the first time around. If it was not adequate then, well, we should have done something then. You know?
Touche.
Yeah.
And he now has 2 movies.
Great.
So go, Jimmy. All right. Moving swiftly. Jordan Peele's Us.
I love that movie.
Yeah?
Love that movie. I actually went to the cinema.
As opposed to
I made
artificially.
a
fakely.
trip down to the screen and like went with a friend. Actually bothered to
Hey,
bother a friend.
Tell
to
me,
bring a friend
speaking
over.
of going to the cinema, you
Yeah.
are now in Thailand.
Yeah.
You are on the cusp of getting a work permit to
Yeah.
continue in Thailand.
Yeah.
So, what's the cinema experience like in Thailand?
It's very boring, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I miss going to the cinema here. I think that's
Really?
the other reason why I just don't watch that much stuff because nobody ever wants to go. Like,
Okay,
they're
it's
all-
boring because there aren't
No,
people.
and even the cinema itself is so like sterile. Like no one's excited. There's no clapping. There's no gasps. There's no.
Wait, so like nobody's like screaming when Cap and Panther are like leading the charge in Infinity?
They are. Me, I'm screaming.
Really?
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
it?
That's it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, what robots are in here watching this? You know, what is going on?
But what about the stuff that I particularly hate, like your censorship and subtitles and all that?
No, they don't have any of
Intermissions?
that.
They don't have anything of
They
that.
don't have any of
God
that.
damn
But
it.
they have a very, very, very long pre cinema experience.
Trailers and stuff.
Yeah,
ads.
it's like 40 minutes, man.
Are there ads like 20 decibels louder than the movies like they are over
yeah,
here?
sure.
Are they?
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
And
Are they
then-
the same shitty ads?
Yeah, well, yes and no, because Thai ads are
Has
famously...
Mani ever made it to Thailand?
They will eventually,
Okay.
and we all know that.
Has Siska?
It'll take some time, but I believe they're on their way. So the thing with Thai ads is they're famously bonkers or famously boring. So you rarely get something in the middle. And
Okay.
and I also get to watch Thai movie trailers, which is something amazing. I tell you that much.
I would pay money for that.
Yeah, you should. It's great.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So Us was a win.
I love that movie.
Okay,
What
so-
did you think of it?
Solid.
Yeah.
Absolutely solid. I'm a big fan of both Get
You-
Out and
you-
Us. I'm all in with this man.
So the only thing I want to tell people about this movie is stop trying to figure it out. Like, that's not the point. The point is, this is your actual worst nightmare. You don't have to know how your worst nightmare happened, you know? Like, you're not trying to figure that out. You're actually just trying to run away. It might be dumb as hell. It might not make any sense.
Right.
But at the end of the day, that's not what this is about. We're not here for the plot. We're here to not be this scared. Like, oh man. I mean, that entire, like, that the family, the other family, how is it? How? I mean, all of them are so creepy in that, man. Like, I couldn't
It
get
was
over it.
supremely well
Like,
acted, yes.
it wasn't a mirror. It couldn't be. I could have sworn those were different people. You know?
Absolutely.
It was horrifying.
It was
absolutely horrifying.
Immaculate performances.
Yeah.
All the way
Jordan Peele is a dark man, dark twisted man. Like, seriously, like, I don't know where he's getting this stuff from, but he needs to keep doing it.
Okay. Next up, DC. Shazam.
Loved it.
Yeah?
Loved
Oh,
it.
loved. Like,
Yeah,
loved it. All
I'll
right.
tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. I had no idea what they were going to do with this. No idea at all. And
As in, you hadn't
Yeah,
seen trailers.
I don't see
Had you
anything.
heard of the fact that they had, tried a new leaf? Tried turning over a new leaf for the
I
vibe?
mean, they keep doing that. They keep putting out press releases, and somebody always comes up and tells you, "Hey, you know what? They're going to change it up now." I'm like, well, obviously they have to change it up. It's a new movie. It's a different movie. Obviously, it's going to be different. You know. So, what does that even mean? Like, how do I quantify? Like, how do I put this into my movie watching experience? I don't know
enough.
what that means.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, it'll be like from a kid's point of view." I'm like, "Yeah, because he's a kid." Like, I mean, that's why he's cool. Like, so I like Billy Batson as
Yeah.
much as I like Shazam, and he is Shazam. You know. And it's also hilarious that we have to call him Shazam now, but okay. Because I still call him Captain Marvel, like in my head, you know. So, and they had to go with it, right? Because the actual Captain Marvel movie from the Marvel side came out. So
Yeah.
I found that hilarious as well. I really enjoyed the Shazam family. Like,
Oh,
I loved it.
The foster dad. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. And then all of them getting...
That guy was on a Tom Hanks level of like, please be my dad.
So cool.
He was
so cool. They
amazing.
were all so cool.
It was
And
probably my favorite thing about that movie.
yeah, it was great, man. Like, it was genuinely great. I was actually happy with everyone in that movie. And you know what? Again, I don't need to be blown away. I just want you to be honest with this story. That's all anybody ever really wants. Like, no one needs to be explained. No one needs to be handheld and told, hey, this is his power, this is what he does. Explaining, you're losing. That's basically how all of this stuff works. If you're explaining your music and no one gets it, you're losing. If you're explaining the movie to somebody else, you're losing. Shazam's like, is basically some kid figured out something and then now he's got powers. He don't know what to do. We don't know what to do with him. Same
thing with Spidey. It's the exact same situation.
That's why Spider-Man was universally always something that worked. And that's why Shazam should have universally always worked. I enjoyed it, yeah.
What did you make of the end with bringing in the other Shazamers?
I really enjoyed that. I actually did, because I didn't know how they would end it. Because
Shazam and the Pussycats.
That's this whole part, this whole just way of doing it is actually something that made the comic book good again. Actually, like for him to have like more people with him, it made him interesting. It made him like, because Superman is like singularly bearing the plight of Superman and being Superman.
Right.
Don't make this kid do it. Like, it's kind of mean, like, so now give him friends, his family. Like, it's cool. Like, I enjoyed it. And like they got the villain right. It looked like he couldn't beat him.
Mark Strong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the weakest thing for me.
No, but they got it right.
The villain I was not totally
He
sold
didn't
on.
do a great job. I mean, it's funny because you expect him to. He was all right. But the thing is, what they did well about this was, I really felt like he couldn't beat him. Like, I really felt like Shazam couldn't beat him.
Yeah,
and then they gave us this thing where they brought all these kids together and now they all have powers and then they beat him. Like, yes, thank you. We should make these movies for children. I mean, that's what this superhero is good for. And like, he goes beyond that, obviously. But it's so much better when you're being just true to this. And that's what I really liked about it. Did you like it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a brilliant change of pace for DC and a very welcome change. That being said, I liked it enough in that I'm sold on the character. I think that they could do more now with him, since he now has control over what he's up to. So I'm kicked to see where they go with him. Like, just want to see how they tie him in.
I really want to see if they actually do get The Rock involved. Because
they do. It's done. They have Black Adam. It's
I know,
a thing.
but honestly, that was the news I got when this movie was being made. I thought he was going to be in that, because they announced it then. So
True.
I'll believe it when I see it. But come on, if The Rock's going to be involved, come on. I mean, it'll be great.
We're all in. There's no doubt we're all in for The Rock
Yeah.
in the DC universe. Next up, a trilogy of films culminating in Glass. Manoj Knight Shyamalan, Ding Dong's trilogy of the Unbreakable series.
All right.
Seen any of them?
I've seen Unbreakable.
Okay. Split?
No.
And Glass?
No.
How do you think they were?
Well, everyone seems to like them. And
I don't care about everyone. I care about you.
McAvoy is cool.
Okay.
Let's just get it out there. I'm
true
down.
words has never been spoken.
I'm down on McAvoy Street
Yep.
any old time to hang. Like, it's a good place to be.
Sure.
So if M. Night really got back to being M. Night, like legit, just focusing on what he's good at. I mean, that's hard to say, because what was he good at? We never knew.
No, this is not conjecture.
Yeah.
You must tell me the cold hard fact. Was Split and Glass movies that you have not seen? Were they good movies? Yes or no?
I'm gonna go with they were good. I'm
Wow.
gonna go with they were good. Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
Thailand has changed you.
No,
You're an optimist. What is this?
I'm not an optimist. I can see the quality, and I stick with it. I stick behind it.
Our opinions were that
So
Split was a lot of fun.
McAvoy is involved,
Yes.
and it's the continuation of Unbreakable, which
Yeah.
was a nice one.
Yes, it was a
enjoyed
very
it.
nice one,
And then
They were very
could be
different
good.
than Unbreakable.
Could
though.
be good.
I will say it to your point of.
I was about to call it Untouchable, but that could. It could
Unbreakable is pretty untouchable as
It is,
a solid sound movie from start to finish, and the vibe of it and the tone and everything about that is really solid. Split, on the other hand, is a far more poppy, fun thriller. It's a lot quicker, it's a lot snappier, it's a lot more about just allowing McAvoy to have fun. Because you remember the premise of the movie?
No.
It's a guy.
No idea.
It's McAvoy.
He's crazy or something.
He's basically crazy, and he's like got about 24 personalities trapped within his body.
I'd buy it.
And so he's just changing on a dime. He's changing between accents.
Guy used to be Charles Xavier for a minute. Now look at him.
Now he's playing a 5-year-old man, a 5-year-old boy, and an elderly British woman, and an old paleontologist or archaeologist.
I would do paleontologist
whatever
as a change of pace.
Well, he changes his pace about 20 times in that movie.
He's good at changing
So it's
pace.
a lot of fun. It's a great movie. If you're a big McAvoy fan, I couldn't recommend that movie to you more. That being said, Glass, I think, did not really stick the landing because it was cool to see the three of them, Sam Jackson, Bruce Willis, and McAvoy, teaming up and, having a good romp for about 90 minutes. But it culminated in a bit of a letdown.
Okay.
Because it kind of got away from itself.
It's
Unbreakable
fine.
had a
It's
great
fine.
tone, and then he just slowly and steadily lost that tone.
I've just resolved to this fact, rather, that you shouldn't expect a good ending anymore. We're too hardened people, as in the audience. I mean, when we go and watch a movie, we kind of know what's going to happen, and filmmakers have this pressure to always put something in there that we don't expect. And we're like, no, that was lame, though. Should just done the ending like we thought. So now, if the ending does genuinely surprise me, and I do like it, it's like probably the best thing you can have in a movie now at this point. I think you agree.
This is called a segue.
Do it.
What did you think of Endgame?
Dude, come on. That was some good stuff.
So what about that ending?
I mean, nice. It was nice.
How many tears did you tear?
I didn't tear at all, actually. The only thing I cried for was Spider-Man.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Are you talking Infinity Spider-Man or Endgame?
I'm talking.
The hug. This is nice.
No. I'm talking about
Tony's death.
Well,
that's literally all Spider-Man did. He got a hug and he saw him die.
No.
And he held onto the gauntlet for like a hot minute and did instant kill.
Okay, let's not talk about that right now. What I want to do is I just want to talk about how did they get Thanos to be nice? You know what I'm saying?
How did they get him to be
How
nice?
did they get him to be we got sympathy
through the most exquisite writing I've seen in decades.
Yeah, you see, when I clearly like it, but I don't get it, that means it must be amazing. You know what I'm saying?
I clearly like it, but you don't get it. What did you not get?
How did they do this? This writing? How is this? Who thought of this?
It's called genius.
Yeah, I'm so small in the mind.
We meager ants
I can't
cannot
deal
compete with the boot.
Yeah.
So, Endgame? 10 thumbs up.
So good.
All of the thumbs up.
So good.
All right, I can do another podcast on that.
Yeah.
But we know that. All right.
You cried a lot.
Enough to be said. Yeah, I still cry.
Yeah.
All right. Moving swiftly. Some more not news. Let's break it up. We're in the middle of the year. Endgame was around May. May was a big deal for us. We had another producer. His name is Darius.
Oh.
You've never met him. What's your hot take? He joined us. He was here for about 3 months. Maybe 4.
Well, I just generally feel like other producers are inferior to me, so, you're better off.
So a solid thumbs down?
I guess you're not going to miss
so
him.
Mean. Oh
well, I'm not in the Darius business,
All right, moving swiftly before we offend more people.
We're here for that as well. Yeah.
Something that offended us less than we thought it would, though it is pretty offensive. The live-action remake of Aladdin.
I couldn't do it.
Oh, you just didn't see it?
I was just like, I refuse to be a part of this. I refuse to let one of my favorite, if not my favorite Disney movie get corrupted and destroyed. Because I also love the Sega Mega game.
They remastered it.
Of course they have. I know. I played some of it. Obviously, I didn't play the whole thing because I'm not 10 anymore.
And they've made it easier so that you can actually finish the whole thing.
It's annoying. That part is annoying. But come on. Why? Why are you doing this to Big Willie? Why? I mean, you already lost everybody with let's not cast the right people and then suddenly a volte face and then go back to this. Because they were going to do the same Scarlett Johansson Ghost Protocol, Ghost in the Shell all over again. They were not going to hire
right.
I'm
not right ethnicities.
I'm not going to go into ethnic categories right here because I'm going to get this wrong. So let's just say that they were not going to hire the right people in the right places, and then they were like, no, we'll totally walk this back. And they're like, okay, you already lost us all. You were going to take our favorite thing, and then you were going to butcher it anyway.
Yeah.
Did Beauty and the Beast also come out like this?
What do you mean like this?
They had like a live action remake or something. I don't even remember what it looks like.
I have
the
never.
Poster.
Here's the thing. I've never seen. No, I'll take that back. I've never heard the Beauty and the Beast live action remake. I have, however, seen it in multiple viewings on one plane journey. I think coming back from the States, like an 18-hour flight. I saw it in parts across maybe 20 people's screens.
Right.
So I've seen this movie probably from start to finish in like 5-minute chunks. And not one frame made me want to turn on the volume.
I'm not even down for that. You know, but Disney,
I just can't sleep on planes, so I was just staring at somebody else next to me watching the movie.
Disney should take this strategy and put it away. Just put it away. Like, no one is buying any of these movies. Like, they're all rubbish. This Little Mermaid one is now going.
They're making the billions.
Well, they can literally do anything at this point and make the billions. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is now being lazy.
Nobody's talking about Lady and the Tramp. I'll put that out there.
What about, again, Little Mermaid? This Not My Mermaid stuff is going on. Like, come on. We don't need all this. Just leave it alone. Let's just move on, you know?
Okay. Well, another thing we should leave. X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Oh, I didn't even try. I'm not... I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
What's the last X-Men movie you saw?
The last one... I was here with you guys. We watched that bloody Apocalypse one. I mean... I did not have more assholes to tear open. Like, it was genuinely awful. It was a garbage fire that people paid money to watch. And it was, I mean, how can this be good? This is one of the, again, what I hate about this particular line of X-Men movies is they're taking the legit best X-Men stories and reducing them to rubble in front of us. Like it's a dare of some kind. Like I'm coming for your memory, your childhood, and I'm putting it in front of you on screen that you paid money for, and I'm shooting it in the head. That's what this is. I don't know what we've done to deserve this, man.
You are right on all counts.
Yeah.
All right, then. Let me continue this garbage fire.
I'm sure you just
of course
burnt
not.
it.
Obviously.
Come on.
Obviously. And I distinctly remember after we walked out of Endgame, teary-eyed and exhausted, I'm standing there going, what a time to be alive. I feel like I have just experienced the Star Wars of my generation. This is amazing. And then I look to my left, there is a life-size standee of Dark Phoenix.
No.
And I said, why are you here?
You ruined this moment.
What are you doing in this room?
This is the moment I know this. This is a Jishnu moment that Jishnu is going to repeat everything that he's ever going to be a part of in his life, especially when he's drunk.
Yeah.
He's going to walk up to people and be like, I remember, I got out of Endgame. We were all sad and teary-eyed. And I just experienced the Star Wars of my generation. And just cry.
Yeah.
Like cry in front of a complete stranger.
Of course.
It'll work. People will like really, really get into it.
I hope so.
I'm sure.
If they won't, I'll be into it enough for both of us.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Let's continue this garbage fire, shall we?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Hotel Mumbai?
No, dude, are you naming the garbage fires now? Like these, I would call a garbage fire Hotel Mumbai. Like it's like I don't even need to know what this is about. I know it's bad.
You can't fathom how bad this is.
No, I don't.
When I tell you what it's about, it's out in theaters now.
Okay,
actually,
do it. Give me the elevator pitch.
I watched it about 5 months ago, I guess 6 months ago, maybe.
Okay.
It took that long for it to come to India because that's how bad this is.
Okay.
It is a quote unquote true story of 2611.
Okay, I'm out.
Starring Dev Patel, Anupam Kher, and what's his name? The Winklevoss twins.
Oh, the two of them.
Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
Yes, as token white guy, hero, man.
Very tall also.
Very tall.
Helps.
I don't think I don't have enough time to get into this.
We're done. We're done with this. Move along.
All right, fine. Let's move on. I don't want to. Yeah, this won't end well.
No.
Okay. Spider-Man: Far From Home. The grieving process of Endgame.
Well,
this is a contentious topic.
I feel like giving this another thumbs in the middle kind of situation.
Okay.
But
we had your boy Rohan Joshi on.
I heard that episode as well. And
he gave it a.
He was also there. I felt like he would be more harsh than I would at this point. But now looking back at the movie all over again, the real problem is, what are we really doing there? Like, what's happening in this movie that needs to be interesting for any of us? It's like he could be doing all of this in a much more natural setting and making it could have been a lot more interesting. The only reason this movie is like higher than average for me is I love what they did with Mysterio. Love it.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
It was brilliant.
Fantastic writing, fantastic acting. I love every character that was involved in that. I love the little they just set the backstory up in the background. And they're like, oh, we were all there for every one of these Marvel moments. It was like some great grandfathering in of stories.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. I loved the way that they made us think about this character, because I'm like, Mysterio, he is so lame, bro. Like, if you had to make Mysterio today, you'd be like, oh man, as in if you just copied exactly like what he was.
Straight out.
Every now and then our favorite writers, they just get really tired because this is a grind. So they're like, oh, let me just make a guy who can do stuff and I'll just explain it as movie magic. I want to actually come up with an explanation. I'll just be like, yeah, smoke and mirrors, and then like he made this projection and then Spider-Man got fooled. And it's just so hacky. Mysterio's a hacky villain. And now he's interesting. And the way that the whole thing ended, I love the twist. It was great fun.
Of course.
It was great fun. Everything else that happened though, shrug of shoulders.
What about MJ? I'll give you the whole the elemental demons and all that, although that was a subplot, was very lukewarm. But what about the MJ story? I feel like that was the main point of this movie to exist, is that they needed Spidey to get to that point with MJ.
Well, let's be real. She's a bigger star than he is. Like, the actress is like more famous than our boy here.
Sure.
And they're like, oh my god, what are we doing with this chick? She's just hanging around. Let's like put her in. Like, let's make her more interesting. And I mean, it's just forced. Like,
I was happy to see them get that day finally, because I am tired of the will they won't they with MJ and Peter.
Yeah.
And I would much rather have them be a thing that is in danger of getting torn apart rather than my identity getting revealed. And I love how they did the identity reveal moment.
That was
awesome. Great. I love the balls that it took to do that.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm more excited now that the two of them are a thing together, and he now has even more to lose because people know that they're a pair and that their identities are out there and all that whatnot. Like, I feel like the emotional stakes for him are even more intense than they were before.
And that's the word, right? That's what you guys were talking about in the episode as well. Stakes.
Yeah.
What are the stakes? I don't know, man. Like,
absolutely. The stakes weren't that high in the movie, but then now after the fact,
medium.
Yes.
They were very medium stakes.
Can I get your hot take on the nonsense that was the legalese of the will they won't they Spider-Man and Sony Spider-Man in the MCU?
Yes. If I run Sony, I have to do this. I have to.
What?
Like, it has to happen. Otherwise, I don't need to have a job. Like,
what does that mean?
So if I run Sony, okay, I've clearly messed up this whole Spider-Man
Firstly,
thing for
we're
years.
in some dystopia.
Yeah,
but then
we are in dystopia. Although I'm a massive Sony fanboy, so this would make complete sense for me personally.
Okay.
It would just wreck Sony for everyone else, but, I'm running it, so now I'm happy. But if I was running it and I had the Spider-Man franchise, I would, like, completely just disagree with everybody and be like, no, we did all of this. So we lend him to you, but we didn't actually have to lend him to you. We just thought it'd be cool for the fans, for all the fans, all of you guys. But he's ours, so give him back. And if I was Sony, great. I would just completely do this and be like, look, we're doing this again for y'all. We're like sharing him again. But if I'm everybody else, which I am, this was complete nonsense. It's a farce. Like, it's these corporations realizing that they have to do contract negotiations out in the open, which is something that they just cannot afford to do.
Yeah.
And they also don't like to be shown to be like, no one in a negotiation wants to be anything but on the same level in public. But behind closed doors, one person is clearly at a better position, one is clearly at a worse position. Right. And that's Sony. Sony's in the worst position. Marvel's like, you have to give it to us. We are the only ones that are going to leverage this for you.
They are hot on the tails of an Oscar.
Sure.
For exactly a Spider-Man movie. So, I mean, they have some muscle there in that argument.
I guess.
They have quite a bit of muscle, I'd say.
I guess. I mean,
they've got Miles Morales in. We've been dying for that to happen.
Yeah. Look.
I'm with you in that I think Marvel have a better hand. Look, but Sony's hand is not a weak hand at all.
I'm not saying that. Into the Spider-Verse
they have a video game too, which has blown the doors open.
Into the Spider-Verse is genuinely the best, like, like the best Marvel
Spider-Man.
movie. No, it's the best. One of the best Marvel movies of the last 5 years.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Like the only reason it's not considered better than an Endgame and stuff like that is because Endgame is like playing a meta game at
The
this
stakes,
point.
yeah, exactly. The
You know,
stakes in Spider-Man are less.
If you told me which one do you want to watch, I want to watch Into the Spider-Verse every time.
Sure.
Every time. Because it is something you can literally watch whenever you want.
Yeah.
And it's like, it got every emotion, it's got everything, it's got every feeling of Spider-Man there is. That movie was like, the movie was not like a story about Spider-Man. It's like, why do we need Spider-Man? And it's not a love letter to Spider-Man. It's a treatise on why there is a Spider-Man. It tells you everything you ever wanted and needed to know about the character, and you get told why you love the character.
Spider-Man, Spider-Verse is
special.
Your Spider-Verse is my endgame.
Yeah.
It's my endgame to me was why do we celebrating? Yeah, why are we doing all this? Like, why are we letting childhood dreams dictate the billion-dollar industry? It's like,
sure.
It's the payoff of 5-year-olds playing with action figures.
We all got to let go of Peter Parker, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought we'd see the day. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, moving on. Back to TV. Stranger Things season 3.
I got about halfway through it. Yeah.
And then?
I don't know, life took over.
So, okay. But then, in general, what's your take on Stranger Things?
Well, I really like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I loved the first season. I was enjoying the second season, then I got like, I don't know, I finished it, and I was like, okay, this is cool. This is good. I enjoy Stranger Things. It's a good show. This new season...
No? The whole Scooby-Doo aspect of it was very, very entertaining.
It was fun, yeah.
And the Russian,
that's the thing.
Smirnoff
Like,
thing
I like
was
moments in this show now.
Sure.
I don't like this show as much. Okay. I don't feel like as nice about like this stuff. It's progressively getting progressively getting darker as a show.
Absolutely, because they're getting older. So the innocence is gone. And
no, it's not even them. I think even the plot, like even the just the elements of the character, or all
the conspiracy is growing. It's getting into like a darker,
and like the Russians, and it's getting really visceral.
Yeah.
At some point, it's getting a little further away from what I thought it was. And this is the thing.
What do you think it was?
I thought it would just be. I thought it was going to be a small town where the kids are running the show and the adults are clueless, and it's interacting with this really alien world, but it's something that they can overcome and live their lives. And I thought it would be like it was always going to be this thing that resolves itself.
So you were literally envisioning it as the Scooby-Doo, like the recurring adventures of the kids who get up to no good and
the kids
outsmart
the adults who are clueless about every mistake they made, and then the kids come up and fix it.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean by Scooby-Doo. I mean, like Scooby-Doo are a little older than these kids, but they're still kids at the end of the day.
Sure, and I thought...
And it's not the policeman who solves the mystery.
There is a level of innocence here which was working for this show, which when it's gone, takes a lot of the sheen off this show, honestly. Okay. Like, we love them because they're kids.
Yeah.
We don't care about teenagers, really. Like, I don't really care about their breakup stuff. I mean, I think it's hilarious, but also I'm kind of done with it. But I like the ice cream kids.
Yeah,
they were cool. Yeah,
yeah.
And like Dustin, like those guys were...
that is literally them playing the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, that was fun. Okay, I enjoyed those guys.
But then I think the answer to
when they all got back together, we lost it again, and then I got bored.
Yeah, because when we got back together, then it's literally the team up, kind of like, all right, we're all like, what's your move? What's your move? I have the slingshot. I have the catapult. I have the I have bleeding nostrils.
I care about her the most. Is my move.
Who's that?
That dude who's dating
Will?
Eleven. Yeah. No, the other guy.
Oh, not Will.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Right.
And Will was just like, everyone forgot me. And I was like, I get you, man.
Did we ever like Will?
I liked Will.
He's easily my weakest character. He's the
weak
damsel in distress who's been the damsel for 3 seasons.
Yeah, but he gets the vibe. It's like people liked us when we were into Dungeons and Dragons and were nerdy kids.
True, I'll give you that. Yeah. His pulling at heartstrings, like, hey, you guys are growing apart from me. Like I was with that. But I think to answer your question of the relationship nonsense, which I agree with you, we don't really want to see too much of like the will they, won't they, because that's not really where the show started from, and so we fell in love with it. I thought they handled Dustin and his girlfriend. I'm forgetting her name now. The girl from camp. They sing the song at the end.
Yeah.
That That plot line was handled beautifully. I loved how little we got to see of it, yet how long they drew that.
Well, maybe I'll finish it to watch this then. Yeah.
You really should.
Yeah.
It's a great payoff.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
I think more people like stop halfway now because there's literally something to do every 3 days.
Oh, just you wait. You know what? Don't wait. I'm going to jump the gun here. Let's talk about things that people haven't finished. It's called The Boys. Dinkar hasn't finished it. He's listening to this. He knows what I'm talking about. Damn you. Damn you to hell. The second season has just finished shooting. We're going to talk about it, and you better well like it. By which I mean you better well see it. He saw 3 episodes. He hates the show. I saw all of it. I think the show is pretty bad too.
Okay.
The whole world seems to love it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I love these comic books.
You haven't seen it, have you?
Love these comics. I
You
don't know.
haven't seen
See, because I don't need to get this, right? I don't need. See, I've already done this. I've experienced the story.
No, before you say anything else.
Yeah.
No, you must tell me. Okay, you love the comic books.
Yeah.
Is the show any good?
It's gonna be shit. I mean, I tried Preacher. I tried it. It was unwatchable after a while. I got
Really?
bored.
I haven't seen it either, but I've heard nothing but good things.
So bored. It's so
Really?
mundane, dude.
Yeah?
You know the thing about comic books is they're fantastic. They're fantastic on every page, man. Why? Like everything in film needs to live action film. To be
Sure.
fair,
Yeah.
everything needs to set something up. Make it believable. Make people comfortable in this setting that they're in. Make them understand what's going on. I don't need to be explained things. I'm a pro user of comic books. Just get into the story because you're Garth Ennis and you're really good at this. And do it. Show me. And he does. And that's why the comics are fantastic. Why would I?
So if you love the comics of The Boys,
Yeah.
on principle, why is the live action show shit?
Because I'm sure it falls into all of these same
What do you think they
pitfalls.
got wrong? What do you think they got wrong?
I'm sure the
so
action
stupid.
was comically bad. I'm sure the gore was
What?
probably not on point because the gore that these guys get about in Garth Ennis comics is next level disgusting.
Well, we had gill rape.
Okay.
We had a guy with gills who was raped in the gills.
Nice.
That was pretty gory.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, that was one of Dinkar's biggest problems with it. It's unnecessary visceral.
It's
which he's
gratuitous.
not,
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, but the thing is, in comics, and this is why they're comics too.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that bad. It
Right.
just looks like block. It's done. Mad Comics has viscera in it. Mad Comics doesn't exist, but
Yeah,
that's another thing.
that's another story.
And some people, some characters, they just can't be replicated the same way. They just can't. When they were making this.
See, this is a burden that you have when you know too much, Sid. If you come into to all these new properties that, for us, for example, we didn't really know, we hadn't heard much about The Boys until at Comic-Con this past year, they dropped hey, it's out now, or it's out in a week or whatever. Wait, what? And at Comic-Con, it got Hall H, it got a lot of press, and we were what the hell is The Boys? And it's got a great cast. We're wow, this is really cool. Simon Pegg is in it as a dad. It was what the hell?
What's really funny? When
we saw it on Namesake.
When he made this comic book, Huey, the character, was Simon Pegg.
What do you mean?
Garth Ennis made him Simon Pegg.
Really?
He wanted Simon Pegg to be this character.
So
I'm not making this up.
How old is the comic then?
It's pretty old. Cause,
how old?
I don't know. It must be
10, 20?
15 years, I would say.
All
Yeah,
right.
at least.
Okay.
Maybe a little more. 2002, 2003.
Okay.
It was all at the same time, man. Wanted, this stuff, Kick-Ass. Mark Millarverse.
Okay.
This was just a good time to read comics. And I'm happy that it's all getting its time in the sun now. But I'm a night person, so I'm just gonna read the comic and hang out. I don't need this. I have a preferred medium.
Yeah.
And that is the comic book medium.
Alright.
If I want to watch movies, I'll watch movies. So
you don't want to watch a comic adaptation?
I rarely ever do. I'm now
Unless it's Spider-Man.
No, even Spider-Man. I'm always hesitant to watch it.
Unless it's Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, I didn't know it would be good.
Well, yeah. We never know it's going to be
Yeah,
good.
I mean, and that's the thing. I'll give it a chance, but it's never something I want to do.
Okay, I'm going to move on to. Is there any point in talking about Lion King? I'm assuming it's your same point.
Absolutely not.
Cool. Moving swiftly. Fine.
The hell wants to watch
great.
freaking unanimated animals in this day and age?
Cool. We're all good.
They're all going to die anyway.
If you say you don't want to see the live action adaptation of a comic, what do you think of the live action adaptation of the live events in Chernobyl?
we're on Chernobyl now?
We're on Chernobyl now.
Chernobyl now. Damn.
Yeah. Hard left turn.
Right.
It's a dramatic retelling of true events. It's the exact same thing as Hotel Mumbai.
Correct.
And they are on polar opposite ends of the universe.
They are quite the same thing.
They are literally the same thing.
It's
a tragic
quite
event in man's history.
Yeah.
And
that Hotel Mumbai got made.
Oh man. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is that what you were saying?
So did you see all of Chernobyl?
I did not see the... Actually, I did watch the whole thing. What am I saying?
5 episodes.
I did watch the whole thing, yeah.
And?
I'm glad they made it because I'm a history nerd. So it was good to put a face to a name and actually go through the whole thing, because sometimes it takes a bit to read through all this stuff, or watch it in some explainer video. It's not as nice when it's done that way. And this was thorough.
This was
so thorough.
I'm head over heels for this show. I also didn't know what I was getting into when it came out, because I hadn't heard anything about it. I was expecting a unreleased, security camera footage documentary kind of a thing, or a bunch of talking heads. I am the guy, an 8-year-old man talking to camera, being literally just a bunch of talking heads interview, a 60 minutes kind of an interview. Hey, I'm your host.
How they talk about World War II now.
Yes, exactly. I was expecting all the B footage from Band of Brothers, where they interview the original people that these actors were playing to come in, stuff like that. That's what I was expecting. And it gave me the feels. Band of Brothers, hands down, one of my favorite things.
Have you seen The Pacific, though?
I have.
I love that.
Yeah?
I loved it.
I should rewatch it, because I saw it right after I saw Band of Brothers, and the height of Band of Brothers was so high to live up to. I was it just couldn't.
Because there's so much more fun stuff happening in Band of Brothers, in the sense that there's different theaters.
I didn't finish the Pacific.
There's other things. There's events that we know, but this one we don't know.
Chernobyl. So unanimously,
I liked it
all the way through.
I did like it. Yeah. Some people say you need to be careful about how you portray these events, because it's insane damage.
It's called Hotel Mumbai.
Yeah, you're right. Some people can get iced eyes watching.
Please watch the trailer.
Mumbai?
Please watch the trailer for Hotel Mumbai.
I might as well, because I'm never going to touch the real thing.
So just watch the trailer, and you will know exactly what I mean.
Sure.
You will know exactly what I mean when you hear the lines said from Dev Patel, the waiter, to Anupam Kher, the head chef, as they are trapped in the kitchen.
Sir, please give me the napkin.
No.
Then?
We will stay with you, sir. We will help these guests leave, because guest is God. We will brave the onslaught of AK-47s and grenades, because guest is God.
This is all wrong.
All right. So, after the boys, we had our 11th producer, Shlok. What do you think of him?
I mean, is it just... Does he have just one syllable in his name? Is that how we're running with this?
So far. He's on his way out. He's about to be a big-time actor. He's leaving. You left us because you left for another company.
Yeah.
He left us, or is leaving us soon, to pursue acting.
His dreams?
The dream of being an actor. A noble pursuit. One we wish him much luck on.
Sure. I'm sure it'll go very well for him in the world of acting.
Wow, harsh. My God. Just doesn't hold back.
I'm saying very well, man.
Okay.
Those the correct words I used.
I will quote you.
I used the right words.
I will quote you on that.
Just make sure you quote me and you don't reenact what I said.
Yes, I will quote you on that.
Oh, you can. I don't know. He doesn't have to like me. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably won't.
I'm not in the Shlok business either.
He probably will not.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we're in the home stretch.
Okay.
Joker.
Oh, I didn't watch it. Can you believe that?
I can actually.
You and I can't believe I didn't watch it.
I
had a lot going on that week. Movies don't stick around over there.
Did you have? Yeah, because they don't stick around here.
6 days or something to watch this thing.
It's called the third world.
Yeah, it was just... I was like, dude, I was still going to watch it. Where did it go? What's up with that?
Were you excited?
No. I was not excited. I was absolutely uninterested, actually. But then there was a lot of hype. And,
now
sometimes...
Are you excited after the fallout?
I mean, I just want to watch it.
There's talk of a sequel.
Why?
Because it made $1 billion.
Okay, but tell me why we need to know any of this.
There is no reason.
Okay, I guess. All right. I don't know.
What do you want me to say, man? We've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Have you not figured this out by now?
No. Did you like it?
I think it's worth watching. I'll put it that way. It's a solid thumbs in the middle.
You being diplomatic.
It's a thumbs in the middle.
You didn't like it, did you?
I didn't like the ending.
Okay.
I was very...
What happens in the end? You could spoil it for me. I don't care.
Oh, he becomes the Joker. Well, but I hated how they did it. I thought 80% of the movie was such a treat, and then the last 20% was utter garbage and backpedaling. Because the last 20% proved why you cannot answer the question, why does this movie exist? I don't know. I don't have a good reason for it. But it was a fun romp for like 80% of it when you get to see the guy pre-becoming the Joker. Like, whoa, this is a really fun way of telling a story of a man who's plagued with both a disease mentally and physically and having to deal with it. And then the last 20% of it is becoming the icon that we know. But then it didn't stick the landing for me because it didn't end with any resolve as to Arthur's story. It just was resting on the shoulders of, now you know what happens now. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's like they set it up at a very obvious point in Batman's history, and we're like, great, we do know what happens now, but that has nothing to do with what we've seen over the last 90 minutes.
Oh, so it's two different movies.
It's two different movies coming together because I thought it was the most laziest ending to a movie I've seen in a long time because they just didn't have a point for the movie's existence.
Well, there you go. It goes back to what we were talking about endings. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
They think that they're showing us something new, but actually they're just doing this badly.
Yeah.
Like, we just follow the formula. It works. It's called the formula because that gets you the result you want, you know?
I'm going to continue this ending conversation with the 13th episode. The 13th? 23rd? No, what is it? Damn it. We had a way to put this. El Camino is what I'm getting at. The final epilogue episode of Breaking Bad.
I actually have watched 8 episodes of Breaking Bad.
Let's move on. I don't want to taint this.
Yeah.
All right.
I just didn't know why he was doing any of this.
Stop.
Like, what's up
No, stop.
Baldy over here.
We're talking about Shakespeare. We're not going to get into this.
I mean, Shakespeare's dead, so...
And so is Walter White.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's up with that?
Okay. We'll continue the unnecessary furthering of the ending.
All right.
Terminator Dark Fate.
Loved it. I was there all day for that movie. Come on. What's not to like? It's exactly an 80s/90s action movie. It stops only so long so that you can eat your popcorn and take a break while they like try and banter on the screen and then just launches right back into the action. Arnold was precious in this movie. Like, what is he doing? Why is he here? Why is he explaining himself? Why is he giving himself a name? I love it. I love all of it. He is amazing only because he's just available to do this movie at this point. And that's like the power of Hollywood right there. Love that guy. And love this movie. Come on. You loved it?
Have you
Did
seen...
you love it?
No.
You didn't like it.
No.
You're crazy. You don't know anything.
Have you seen all the Terminator movies?
Yeah.
All of them?
I just hate McG. I want him to like never make movies again.
Who?
McG?
McG?
The director of the horror show that was, what is it called, man?
Genesis?
No, not Genesis. The one before it. Salvation.
Yeah, I've only seen T1, T2 and this one.
Well, Salvation was...
What the hell is... Who's McG?
He's the guy that did this. He did Charlie's Angels. He did a bunch of like early 2000s like music videos. He's a director.
And his name is McG?
Yeah, don't you hate him already? Yeah, I hate him too. And he wrecked Terminator for all of us. It had Bryce Dallas Howard in it, and then it still sucked. Do you think that was possible?
His name is McG? I'm stuck on McG.
I mean, you can look it up. You can look it up.
Cool.
Abbas doing it right now.
All right, we got the home stretch, final thing. Knives Out, Rian Johnson solo film.
That happened like now.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Well then.
Come on.
This has been a great show. Okay, I'm going to rattle off the list. You're going to give me the best one, right?
Okay.
Bandersnatch, Captain Marvel, Love, Death and Robots, James Gunn came back, Us, Shazam, the M. Night trilogy, Endgame, Darius came back, Aladdin, Dark Phoenix, Hotel Mumbai, Far From Home, Stranger Things, Lion King, Chernobyl, The Boys, Shlok is joining us, Joker, El Camino, and Terminator.
Well, Endgame's got to be up there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's got to be like the topper of the bunch right here. You can't put a foot wrong there. Yeah. I think that was just... It was poetic, like it just filled every category up right there. So
congratulations, sir. We are in agreement.
Yeah.
Endgame is clearly the best thing that has happened in 2019. Honorable mention to Logan, of course.
Yeah.
And fun fact, McG stands for Joseph McGinty Nickel, known professionally as McG. All right, I'll let that stew.
Yeah. Just send him some hate mail. Yeah.
Any final thoughts? Any words to the wise as we end out this decade?
I think what's really great about 2019 is it tells you exactly why it's a good thing we have so much content, but it's also exactly why it's terrible that we have so much content. Because so much of it would just not like work. It just is not good content. It's just too much stuff. And there's no way you can do any of this justice. I don't know how you guys do it every week. I seriously don't. Where you manage to like pick up on pretty much everything and go with it. But you need to be judicious. You need to pick stuff. You need to give things context. You need to give stuff a chance. If you don't, then don't watch it. That's what I do. Like, if I'm not willing to like give, there's a reason why I don't watch a lot of stuff. It's because I'm like, I'm not going to give this my time. I'm not going to give this my brain space where I'm going to sit and like wonder why this is not working, or just go with the story and like see it through to the end. Because if it bores me, I'm out. And I have so many options today that I can just go to something else. I mean, that's what this is about. Like, where they're fighting for our attention. Don't let them win. Like, let us keep having this wonderful bounty of things to choose from. Actively choose not to watch some stuff. Do yourself a favor. That's what I would tell people.
Wow. That was some waxing of poetic.
No, it's true, man. It's true.
Well done.
Why are we doing this if we can't do only the things we like doing?
Well done. True words have never been spoken.
I love a good rant more than anybody else, but, you know, it has to come from a place of love sometimes. Like, if it's got to be something you're hyped for, like Kick-Ass 2, and then it just turns into a pile of sick, like Kick-Ass 2. You know? That's what you want. You want to say, I came here for it, it ruined me, and now I'm going to passionately hate on it. Whereas Hotel Mumbai, well, you know, it's bad. What do you want? Do you want an award?
Please watch the trailer.
You know? I guess I will. Dave Patel's in it. How could it be bad?
This has been Siddhant Mehta. This has been a great show. Thank you so much.
Artist.
Thank you so much
Dude,
for your time.
The Geek Fruit expanded universe is me and Ruchi.
We look forward to seeing you.
All we do is
again,
we're on
maybe
Twitter,
2020. Let's do it again.
Twitter trolling Geek Fruit people.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening, you nerds. We love you and would love to hear from you.
Yeah.
You can write into us at contactgeekfruit@gmail.com.
Tell them how much you hated me.
You can DM
I enjoy
us
hate mail.
at GeekFruitHQ. You can find us on all the social medias at GeekFruitHQ. Thank you. In the immortal words of Ronan Keating, life is a roller coaster.
You just gotta ride it.
Nah. You nerds.
I hope you enjoyed that show. We'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Intel, Storytel, and Cambly. And let me tell you a couple of things that you should check out this week. On Storytellers and Storysellers, Vineet is joined by actor Amol Parashar and content strategist at TVF, Akansh Kaur. They talk about the risks and rewards they encountered after quitting their traditional jobs for digital media entertainment. On Advertising is Dead, Varun is joined by business head of Gully Gang Entertainment, Chaitanya Kataria. They discuss the rise of new age music. On Litnama, Lakshmi is in conversation with poet Jasmine Khurana. They discuss the trend of slam poetry. On Football Shutball, Gaurav, Karthik and Siva talk about Man City's visit to the Emirates Stadium. On Simplified, Chuck and Shriketh simplify the impeachment process in the US and discuss the chances of Trump getting impeached. On Geek Fruit, Jishnu is joined by Siddhant Mehta and they do a roundup of the greatest hits and misses of 2019. Thanks and keep listening.
घड़ी की टिक टिक के बीच अब वक्त हो चुका है टपरी पे मिलने का, चाय या कॉफी के साथ टपरी टेल्स सुनने का। सोचिए, अगर आपकी मम्मी, अक्का, दादी, नानी, जीजी, आजी भी आपके साथ इस चाय की टपरी पे एक चुस्की लेने आ जाए तो कैसी बातें होंगी? उनकी कहानियाँ कितनी नई या पुरानी होगी? एक्चुअली ना, टपरी पे पहली बार ये उनकी जुबानी होगी। तो मिलिए इन नए किरदारों से हर गुरुवार टपरी टेल्स पर। चाय की प्याली, एक नई कहानी with Madhuri Advani on IVM Podcast app, website or wherever you get your podcast from.